What's up, everyone, and welcome to your Friday's edition of Reptile News. Now today we're going to start off in Texas, and we got a couple things to talk about Texas today, but we're going to skip around a little bit. Authorities in Texas seized 136 reptiles from a home, as well as over 400 rodents. Now they say they first got tipped off about a concern about the care of these animals, most of which consisted of reticulated and ball pythons. Apparently the person had bred them and sold the babies. Now authorities requested to enter and see what was going on in there, and that was all refused. They asked about the number of animals the person had, and they declined to comply with the request. So authorities got a warrant, and because of the conditions, animals being kept in sheds and everything else, they ended up seizing the animals. Now they do have a court hearing to see who's going to get custody of the animals, and the authorities do say that they're going to be working with local shelters to try to find homes for these animals. Now stuff like this always hits kind of close to home with me. I mean, not really hits close to home. I really dislike hearing stuff like this because I don't believe the authorities have the right to go into your home and seize your animals as long as you're following the rules and everything. And now in this particular area in Texas, there is rules against having venomous animals, but there really isn't any rules on non-venomous and constrictor species like this person was keeping. But on the same side, if the animals are being mistreated and not kept in proper, a proper environment or anything, if their environment is detrimental to their health, then the person shouldn't have them or shouldn't have more than they can take care of. So I'm really on the fence about it because I don't really see anything in this article saying that they did find that they were that their health was suffering. I mean, some of the conditions seemed a little less than ideal, but at the same time we've seen some of these animals thrive in less than ideal conditions, so I'm kind of on the fence about that one. And now we're going to move on to Australia and talk about the Irwin family for just a couple of minutes. And this was all spurred because last Tuesday we all mourned the day that, or most of us mourned the day that a lot of us regretted being around and seeing, and that was the day that Steve Irwin was killed while filming off the coast of Australia after getting stabbed through the heart by a stingray barb. And what really spurred this was Bindi Irwin's Instagram post that day, which was a picture of her whole family, including her father, with the caption "Together Forever." And I really don't think I really want to go into how I felt that day and the days after. I think everybody probably pretty much felt the same. But I would like to say one thing I saw in this news article was that he was considered one of the largest conservationists of all time, and I 100% agree with that. And I just want to point out that while not everybody agrees with his methodology of the way he did things, there's absolutely no doubt that he got people excited, and he got more people, in my opinion, interested in conservation and reptiles in general than anybody else out there, just because of how excited and passionate he was in front of the camera about it. And he truly was a great loss to our community. He was a great loss to conservation and will be missed for ever to come for the most part. And I'm super happy to see his kids following in his footsteps, and I hope they keep the dream alive. I really do. And now we're going to move right back to Texas again. We probably should have stayed there, where the Texas Parks and Wildlife Service released 140 Texas horned lizards into Mason Mountain Wildlife Refuge area. And this is just really an amazing thing to say. I mean, that's pretty much the whole story right there, is they released 140 Texas horned lizards. Now, Texas horned lizards, if you're not aware, in Texas are considered a species of the utmost concern because of their population decline, but the species has the officials there in Texas to thank today for 140 more of them being out in the wild. And you guys got to click on the link in the description and go watch this video. It's just the cuteness. It's just watch it, trust me. And now we're going to move over to Colorado, where this story really hits close to home for me. A professor is studying the way rattlesnake venoms can cure modern day diseases. And back up a little bit in how this hits close to home for me is several years ago I had a family member who passed away of Parkinson's disease, and after that I mean, I don't remember exactly how long after that, but I remember seeing and I remember reporting on and how personal it was when I read shortly after this family member's death that there was an enzyme in western rattlesnake venom that was showing great promise for curing that exact disease. And now we have another one of those where there's been an enzyme found in rattlesnake venom that won't cure cancer. There's no going around that. They say it will not kill cancer, but it will keep it from metastasizing, which is absolutely amazing. That, you know, these animals that kill people every year in self-defense and don't lose any sleep over it have such the potential to save millions of people, billions of people throughout the coming decades. And it's just absolutely amazing, because I know every single person watching right now knows people that absolutely hate snakes. They hate them. They especially hate rattlesnakes. And I know every person watching right now knows somebody who's lost a loved one to one or both of these diseases. And I guarantee you, being in the shoes and the company of people losing my own loved ones, I could tell you that even people that hate these animals would, at the drop of a hat, take part in conservation efforts and start maybe not loving them, but dealing with them, knowing that they produce a system that could potentially have saved their loved ones and save other people and loved ones in the future. And that, my friends, is going to be all your news for this Friday. If you'd like to read any more about these stories, those links are right down below here in the description. And as always, if you're still watching, my name is Jason White. Now you know what's going on in the reptile world. Be good to each other, and we'll see you Monday.